Well, hello. Oh, hi, everybody. This is Victoria on the Soul Nurture channel, and I have a commitment to show up here live on Tuesdays for transformational talks. And I'm on vacation, and this afternoon I realized it was Tuesday. I didn't put out any notification. I didn't anything, but I wanted to show up because I like the continuity of showing up on Tuesdays. Um, and even though I'm on vacation and I have a mean case of vacation brain going on right now. I just did a new moon video. I should say I attempted to do a new moon video. I don't even know if I'm going to upload it because, oh my goodness, I will, because it really speaks to the new moon in Aquarius coming up on Friday, the 9th. I was getting agitated by the noises around me. There were people running in front of me and on the hallway in front. The airplanes were going over, and I was getting agitated. And then I started sweating profusely. I'm in Hawaii. It's 80 degrees here. And I was like, nope. My philosophy is to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep growing, right? And so I pushed through it. I don't think it's probably my best video, but I said to you, I'm working with a young lady who is a marketing professional that we're going to be working on getting my Instagram rebooted. And possibly, she's going to help me with some YouTube stuff, because I'm not tech savvy, and I'm not really, I don't know. I guess I'm not that invested in the polished and how it looks and all that. I just want to make a connection from my heart and soul to anybody out there that needs connection, truly. But these days, why not? Actually, this time in our lives and what's going on astrologically in general, it's always good to take it to the next level. Do your best. When you've reached I've been doing these videos for almost 4 years now, and if you can do better, then do better. Try to do better. So anyway, I just thought I'd pop on just in case anybody, some of my regular folks do pop in. But I didn't do a little reminder, so it's okay. It's just me. I'm going to make it short, and sweet, hopefully. But how are you doing? How are you feeling out there? Because I know, I was talking about the new moon in Aquarius coming up in my other video, and it's just feeling kind of frenetic for me, and feeling like a lot of what I'm noticing in myself and in the world, the breaking down of things breaking down. Why? So that we can have breakthroughs and break into new possibilities. This is Aquarian energy, the great innovator, the great futuristic visionary. Like, what's not working has to shift, right? So I talked about on the new moon video, so I'm not going to go into all the things that have broken down since we got here, but from little things to big things. And so I wanted to check in, and hopefully some of you will watch. But there are some people here. I'm not seeing anybody though. I see 3 people watching with me, but nobody's chatting. Who's here? Don't be shy. Get in here. Get in here. Be bold. Say hello. I'm here on vacation, and I'm going to do just like 10 minutes because I need to jump in the ocean. It's so hot, and I'm from Washington State, and I went from 40 degrees to 80 degrees. So it's been great though. So anyway, I wanted to talk about, everybody wants transformation, but nobody wants to do the work of transformation or can tolerate the sharp edges of transformation. Okay. And it's like when you're birthing a baby into the world, there's pain, it's messy, it's hard. Same thing with transformation. It's not like I'm going to do something different and all of it just falls into place. It is consistently choosing in the direction of where you want to go, speaking in the direction of where you want to go. What I mean by that is, instead of saying what you don't want, talk about what you do want. I catch myself with this all the time, and I hear my little guidance in my own voice say, is that helping you move in the direction you want? Is that helping or hurting you? Is what I often say to my clients. And in all areas, like in particular, I notice we tend to speak in the what we don't want. And there's a really interesting thing about the subconscious mind. It does not register don't. or not. I'm not going to, or I don't want that. It hears the operative word. Like, I'm not going to sabotage anymore. I'm not going to procrastinate anymore. What's the operative word? Procrastination, sabotage. So you're kind of confusing your subconscious mind with these juicy, words that give a sense of direction. Rather, find what's the opposite. What's the opposite of procrastination? Instead of I'm not going to procrastinate, I am taking action on the things that matter in my life, right? But also, I notice this a lot with health stuff, and myself included. I have, I don't know if you can see, I have a scar here. I had a lump on my thyroid about 7 years ago now, which was pretty scary. And that was the beginning of a big transformation for me too. Like, just quit a job right away because I needed to take care of myself. And it's still an ongoing fine tuning. Anytime it has to do with the thyroid, a lot of fine tuning, the right medicine, the right everything. So, and of course, yes, there's the spiritual significance or emotional connection to the issue. Not speaking your truth, not speaking up. I'll admit, I've held back a lot for fear, as I talk about a lot, being an ex-people pleaser, and also just, from my background of wanting to be safe and not wanting to trigger anyone. So holding back, right? Anybody else out there have thyroid issues and resonate with holding back? So, but I would notice that I would say, and I hear people do this all the time, like, my thyroid issue, my chronic pain, when we put my in front of our health experiences, it's like tying it into our identity, right? And that's something to be mindful of, especially if you have a history of, say for me, my mom was a nurse. My mom was kind of, a busy single mom who was left alone with 4 kids and not very available and present, but she was present if I was sick. And I remember thinking about that, like, whoa, there's a payoff if I'm sick, right? So you need to go and dig out all that stuff in the subconscious mind. And I've done a lot of work with that, but then it just became make peace with what your body is doing right now. It's still teaching me. And I want to say this to people who do have the experience of chronic health stuff. There's nothing wrong with you. I know there's a lot of shaming, and I hear there's wonderful transformational teachers out there, and I've healed this person, I've healed that person, and there's this sort of unspoken message, like, if you can't figure out your health stuff, something is really wrong with you. Well, I'm here to say I'm a practitioner. I'm a transformational practitioner. I've done lots of work on my body, my mind, my psyche. And, I was feeling shame, especially as a healer, feeling shame of how do I have this experience? But remember this, every experience you have is for your healing, for evolving, for expanding and growing potential. And maybe for me, growing more compassion. Because I used to be one of those practitioners. I'd listen, especially I remember I used to facilitate a women's support group at the Cancer Center. And I was younger, and we're young, we got a healing tool and we think we can change the world. And yes, we can. And there are some things that aren't about us trying to heal somebody. They're about somebody on a journey. There's about something that we don't know what's going on in the great mystery. But I remember, and I'll out myself, I would sit there and I'm like, well, I wonder what they're thinking. And I wonder if they've done this process. And no, everybody's journey is their journey. Now, healing is part of the great mystery. And anyway, I'm going off on a tangent now. The point was what you speak every day. And I just wanted to say that because I've been noticing a lot of people claiming their issue with the my this, my that, my anxiety, just pause and say the experience of, because it's an experience that you're having, hopefully learning and growing, and yes, maybe even surrendering it, letting it go. Yes. But back to transformation, because I'm noticing myself today and all that we're moving towards right now with the new moon in Aquarius. We've got a lot, Pluto's in Aquarius now. Mercury's in Aquarius now. And Mars will be in Aquarius, which means all those planets will be in conjunction. Mercury conjunct Pluto happening on the 4th, still happening now. We're deeply like getting to the nooks and crannies of what we believe and how we believe in the shadowy aspects of ourselves. And yeah, so there's a lot of transformational energy. And there's Aquarius energy can be, it can feel like anxiety because it's like a lot of energy racing through one's body. And what I was talking about in the new moon video, it's like plugging into an electric socket, right? And maybe seeing more things than you want to see. And it's overriding your, I just said to my husband before my last video, I said, gosh, because the airplanes were going over and over and I was getting really agitated. And I said, I'm like overstimulated by all of the sounds. I love the wind through the trees. I'm in Hawaii right now. But hey, Holly, good to see you. I don't see you, but I'm so happy you're here. Awesome. Ben and I are in Hawaii right now. And I remembered, vacation mind. I'm like, what day is it? Oh, it's Tuesday. I'm supposed to do a live. So I'm doing a quick live because I normally have some regular people that show up. And I just wanted to show up because I feel like we need a consistent place to land. And I hope more people will join me on Tuesdays. Well, thank you. Yes. We're in Maui too. A consistent place just to, my hope is that on Tuesdays or like if someone's having some struggle, they'll think, well, you can book a session with Victoria or I can show up on Tuesday at 5:55 Pacific time live on YouTube. And maybe we can, maybe I can help you with something or maybe just being together will be helpful. But anyway, so I was feeling overstimulated, super agitated. Okay, yeah, this is the Aquarius energy and it's also transformational energy. So I want just to share that, like to make peace with that one and to be aware. Yes, things tend to get worse before they get better. There's chaos precedes change. We're noticing this collectively, and also within ourselves, I imagine. So one metaphor I have for this, one of my spiritual teachers years ago taught me, it was like 30 years ago. She was showing me or telling me, imagine a glass of water and at the bottom of the water is all the sediment, right? I've actually done this live in workshops. It works really well. Maybe I'll do it on a video sometime. But anyway, so all the muck is on the bottom of the glass, right? And when you pour water or you shake the glass, all that stuff gets stirred up. We are definitely being shaken right now with all this Aquarius energy. We're being shaken out of old patterns individually, old systems collectively that are not working. So there's a lot of earthquake energy right now. So that can create agitation. It can the experience of anxiety because the one thing that we all collectively as human beings value is the thing we can't have, and that is certainty. And when there's a lot of uncertainty, that can raise anxiety. But I guess I just want to share to reframe it and think about, there's agitation. Something shifting. Okay. Ooh, I'm really friggin' frustrated. Ooh, I'm done with the pattern. I don't want to have that anymore. I'm fucking pissed off. Ooh, big changes coming, right? Like, ooh, this hurts. Earthquake, right? And it's a hard thing to explain, especially with people who are new to a transformational path. And it seems like it's getting worse and they want to quit and you want to stop. So back to the water metaphor. If we were to pour water in, yes, it would agitate, it would stir that mud up. But if we keep pouring the water in, eventually some of that will just clear the vessel, the glass. That's what transformation is. We're trying to clear this vessel of all the crap we've accumulated throughout our lifetimes, all the wounded places, all the stories, all the beliefs, all the patterns that were just hand-me-down patterns we got from our family of origins or the culture that we grew up in. This time and this, our collective unfolding is about checking all those. Why do we believe what we believe? Why do we do what we do? Why do we do what's not working? And it's time to find what would work better. It's time to vision for those higher, greater possibilities. And so the energy of this time right now is bringing shocking, like shocking and sudden shifts. Like, what? Oh my God. But so I just invite you, and that everything's happening, to translate it through your mind. Like, I wonder what good is going to come out of this. Or I wonder what's trying to emerge through me or through this world we share. And how do we make peace with that, right? I think I'm inviting us all, and myself included, to befriend our discord and our anxiety and our frustration and even anger. Every emotion we have is, they're allies to help us where we are. You know, I always say that about grief. I was a grief counselor for years, and grief is the ally that shows up to walk us through life as we knew it no longer the same. And so grief can bring up anger, sadness, frustration, but all of that. I'm pausing to decide if I want to share this, but yeah, my husband and I are in Maui, and we were on the fence about coming because of the fires in Lahaina and the honoring of that and not wanting to be here. But we knew where we were going as a friend's condo. We were going to be away from that and respectful. But we both were like, the first day, like, could feel the sadness and anger, and we talked about a lot. That I said, this is grief, and it's grief on top of grief. It's grief of the, indigenous people of this land, and the grief of the fire. Like, it's all there. But this too is healing, anger, grief, sadness. What is it trying to clear out of our vessels so we can be in a place of alignment with possibilities? So I think that's all I really wanted to say is, like the old Rumi, beautiful poem, The Guest House, which I don't have memorized, but it's along the lines of welcoming whatever guest, anger, sorrow, bitterness, whatever shows up in your inner house. The poem, Rumi invites us to welcome them all. And I do remember this line. It's something like, for they are guests sent from beyond to help us emerge something. This isn't exact. I should just pull it up. That are helping us clear out the way for the new beginning, something like that. I'll post The Guest House in the description. I've got vacation brain. But I always think about that poem when people are resisting their anger, resisting, they're feeling irritated, instead of saying, oh, what is this here to teach me? What is it here to clear out inside of me? What is it connected to that needs to be released? Okay. So one quick little transformational tip, since it's Transformational Tuesday, is to stay connected, to follow the emotion to the belief. The entry point could be, what is this familiar to? What is it reminding me of? When's another time I felt this way? But what you really want to get to is, what am I telling myself about what's going on? What am I believing about myself based on what's going on? And how can I shift that and no longer believe that, no longer empower that, but rather make a different choice that's more aligned with your authentic self? Okay, that's all I have. I wanted just to keep my commitment. I'll be back next Tuesday. I'm still going to be in Hawaii. I believe I'm going to be back. If I'm not, I'll put a video up or something. Anyway, Holly, I'd love to know how you're doing, Mrs., and how married life is and how you guys are. And we'd love to see you guys sometime. Maybe come swim, or we'll try to get to you. All right, if you're watching the replay, I invite you to please comment underneath the video. Chats don't transfer over. So maybe Holly, after this video posts, if you could just put a little message in the comment section. The more comments, the more likes and subscriptions, the more you support me in supporting others out in YouTube. Okay? All right. Take good care of yourself. Practice your spiritual tools, especially grounding, centering, taking those deep birthing breaths to help you ride the waves of transformation. Okay. Thanks for being with me, and take good care of yourself. See you soon. And happy new moon. And I'll be posting that video a little bit later tonight. So watch that video and comment there too. All right. That's it. Take good care. Aloha. Bye.